everyone, it's me again. I'm Lena and I'm from the Healthcare Landscape Group. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my first edition, which is on progress week 66 and week 67. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 main parts. The first part is what have I learned, following that is the challenges, the goals, improvements, discussion, and last but not least, the works for next week. Let's get started on our first part. The first part is on what have I learned. So for the last week, I've learned about the reciprocal of negative exponents. So for example, if I have the root number of 2 to the power of negative 2, this will equal 1 over 2 to the power of 2. This will equal 1/4. And that is what have I learned. Next, for the challenges that I faced. So I have faced 3 main challenges: sending in the feedback, the instruction, and send the works before the deadline. So I have sent the works before the deadline, but it's close to the deadline. Like I sent it in after 9:30. And I should improve that, sending in the works early before the deadline. The goals are similar to the challenges, but they're a bit different. They're similar in ways that sending in the feedback, I need to send in the instruction, and send in the works early, not close to the deadline. But I also have one more goal, which is apply the IELTS style writing to my writing. The IELTS style template to my writing. Those are the 4 main goals that I have for myself. Next, we have the discussion in the meeting. The discussion in the meeting was on the works for the performances and the works. For example, the self-reflection, additional feedback, and we talked about the questions. What questions do we have on the works, or anything that we are wondering about? Talk about our challenges, goals, improvements, and what have we learned? That is the works. Next, for our main video, for our main work, we went over our 12 main, the 12 topics that we have for our 12 weeks plan. And during the first part of the main work, I did a little warm-up where we guessed the topics of different topics that Mrs. Pratt sent out in her 12 weeks plan based on the icons or emojis that I set up on the blackboard. And that is for the main video. For the math part, me, Kennedy, and Kelly talked about the D3 week 66, like the example, like the 4th problem, that it's focused on the 4th problem, and also I talked about Kennedy and me having to redo, like we need to look at the problem number 5 more closely. And I wrapped up this part by giving Kelly some questions, like example questions, beginner questions that are relatively easy. Math questions like the order of operations or finding the area of a square, rectangle, many of those shapes. But mainly a square. That is discussion in the meeting. I missed that one part here on the board, which is the improvements. I need to put down the improvements. So what are the improvements that I've made? Well, for this week, I have made the meeting more interesting. I've put in some like warm-up, icebreakers, some games that the members could participate in and become like more actively participate more actively in the meeting, and they can become more comfortable whenever there's a meeting and not be nervous about anything or uncomfortable. That is the works, that is the improvement that I have made. Lastly is the works for next week. The first edition, as always, the progress week 66 and 67. Next, for our second edition and main video in the meeting, I talked about how we need to follow different plans, our different main works, and second edition. For example, Kennedy and Kelly both need to redo their works because they got them wrong, because Kennedy got the 12 weeks wrong and Kelly haven't done that. But I will update you on what am I going to talk about for my main video and my secondary edition. I haven't really figured out what the topic is yet, but I will tell you in the group when I have decided with Mrs. Pratt. And for our third edition, all of us need to make a video solving the problems that Mrs. Pratt sent in for our third DE. Those are all the things that I have to say for my Progress Week 67. Thank you for listening to my video, and I hope to see you in the next meeting or next video. Goodbye, see you later.